Hey loves, welcome to the channel, Teresa Rene, and thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate the subs, the views, the chats, the comments, all that stuff. I really do appreciate it. So today I want to come on and do a requested video let me tell you this now, this video might be a little bit out the, I've done this video before in the car. I was kind of like all over the place a little bit, and I may still be all over the place because what I realize and recognize, I'm not very organized to talk about this topic because it kind of has been all over the place. But this is talking about how I lost weight, and Speak Steph requested this video. SPEAKSTEPH, Speak Steph. So girlfriend, here goes. Did I use Ozempic? No. That's the first thing I think everybody wants to know. Did I use Ozempic? The other things, shots and stuff like that, pills, no. What I did was I took a real hard look at myself, and I went to the doctor last year. But you know how you go for your annuals. Let me say this first of all. As I've said before in my videos, many videos, I have always worked out. I have always known how to, when I really need to lose some weight or really want to lose some weight, I really know how to buckle down and get it done. For the last, I say probably like 3 or 4 years, I went through a lot of, stress. A lot of traumatic things happened to me. My son passed, my husband had a stroke, business was booming and just crazy. We were doing so much stuff, we were traveling so much, and eating out every meal, every day, put on the pounds. I had trainers, but the trainers that I had were not the right trainers for me. And I definitely think trainers can work if they are the right trainers for you. The trainers that I had, they were young. Most of them just were inexperienced. And I had a lot of issues going on with my back. I have, degenerative disc disease, which is really basically my, joints and discs and things are deteriorating. I have rheumatoid arthritis in my joints and stuff like that. So the exercises and things that I was doing with those trainers were causing me more harm than anything. So I was like, let me get rid of these trainers and let me get focused. So last year, and I cannot find it because I know every year I sit down and I put my goals and stuff together about what I want to do. And honestly, the first thing I'm gonna tell you is get one notebook, one journal, and keep everything in, because my problem is, in trying to do this video, I have stuff written everywhere. Sticky notes, notebooks, notepads, journals, some of everything. So it's been hard for me to keep up. No, I did not use I did not use Ozempic. I didn't use those kind of things. I did not use weight loss pills. I did touch on weight loss pills in my last video a little bit, because years ago, I did try Contrave. And Contrave, it kind of curbed my appetite a little bit, but I really didn't see, and which you have to be serious. The biggest thing I will say is that you have to be serious about what it is that you want to do. And why do you want to do it? So let me just start here with how. Let's talk about how. So last February, and I say February because in one of these notepads somewhere around here, I remember sitting down in February and writing down the things that I wanted to see and the things I needed to work on. It was just like, as far as my whole life was concerned, but weight was one of my things. But we were still really busy doing a lot of traveling. So therefore I was not focused on losing weight. I just wasn't. Normally I'm the kind of person that, and you have to find out what works for you. And that's trying different things. For me, every time I go straight to strength training, I gain a lot of muscle. I really was not losing that much weight that fast, or just really not losing that much weight, but I was gaining muscle. And if you don't exercise, at some point muscle turn into fat. So let's just be real. So with me traveling and doing as much as I was doing, I wasn't focused on working out and stuff like that, and was focused on eating a lot. So last year, February, things were beginning to slow down a little bit, and I really kind of just took a look at myself about things I wanted to do. over the next few months, the spring, I would definitely say, I started looking at my videos, and then over the summer, I was like, what the hell? So I had gained a lot of weight, and I could see it. And I have always been that kind of person that once I get to a certain level, it don't have to be a number, but just look a certain way. I'd be like, oh, hell to no, it's time to do something. And so I reversed what I was doing because I have done it before in the past. So let's say like 2009, 2010, I had gained a little weight, a lot of weight. And I went on this serious crash, like where I was just eating salads. I really, really, really dialed in my diet. Oh my gosh. I dialed in my diet so strictly that I was serious. I grilled all my food. This video is all over the place. You just have to take it bits and pieces to be honest about what I did to lose weight. So I grilled all my food. I didn't have fried foods, things like that. So I'm just letting you know the backstory that, I'm used to doing this. So last year I got serious. And so I began to make little changes throughout the summer, a little bit here, a little bit there, but I really want that serious. I go to the doctor for my annual, and that's where shit hit the fan because I'm already on blood pressure medicine and cholesterol medicine. So that's 2 pills. Birth control if you put 3, because I still have a period, girl. But anyway, so 3 pills, okay? And my AC1 was high. And I was like, oh shit. And no, it was like 5.7, girl, but it was high. I think it was like 5.7, 5.8. And it needs to be 5 and under. So I was like, oh no, I'm not trying to be a diabetic. I tell you that story because it wasn't something I can't do this. So I come back home. Now, keep in mind, I've been doing little stuff all throughout the year. Sticky notes can become my best friend. Like I put a lot of stuff on sticky notes, put it in my planner, put it in my journal, all that kind of stuff. So like fitness goals, let's say for the week, sometimes I just jot down things that I'm going to do for this week. Sometimes I may not put a date on it. Like the day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. A lot of times I do, but sometimes I don't. I'll say, okay, I'm going to work out 3 times this week. So I got to work out 3 times this week. If I say I'm going to do, like this one says, get on the vibration plate 10 to 20 minutes, 4 days this week. So it don't matter what days, but I know I got to do this for 4 days because that's what I plan to do. Work out 3 to 4 times, no snacks, no eating after 12, no food after 8 p.m. And I don't know what week this is for, but I'm just telling you, sticky notes, to stick in your planners, to stick in your journals and stuff like that will really definitely help. I sat down and assessed where I was, okay? Now, I'm on 3 meds. Now I'm adding in, I wasn't, he was not about to add anything for diabetes. However, I was pre-diabetic and I was like, I can't be a diabetic. So I assessed my mental state, my physical state, I assessed everything. And the one thing that I had to do, which I often have to do, is be real with myself. A lot of times we sit and we fool ourselves and think we don't eat that much. We really more active than what we are. And I would say definitely get you a fitness watch. It could be something off of Amazon. It don't have to be Apple. It could be whatever to keep up with your steps. It could be a $30 because I've had like Fitbits, Apple watches, the cheap watches off of Amazon. They do work. And, some people say they're not as accurate. Girl, I don't care. Start somewhere. And that is the problem, is that you just got to start somewhere to be real with yourself. So doing that, I have serious talk with myself, like T. Come on, girl. You gotta really pull it together. Look at you. And that's not to say that I'm not, I wasn't trying to like really embrace where I was, because I was embracing where I was and the size that I am. I still say that. Don't be so hard on yourself that you be like, oh my God, you find all these negative things about yourself. Don't do that. I did not do that. I was loving the skin I was in at the time, at the moment, embracing whatever, was going on with me at the time. But also, I had to be real with myself. Girl, look at you. And it wasn't that looking at me from a standpoint of, oh, you so big and stuff like, no, it was health reasons. For me, it was health reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to continue to going down the wrong path where I end up keep adding medication to my list. And that's if I can help it. Like, sometimes things happen and we can't, you can't help it. But if you can help it, then try and do something about it. So that's why being real with yourself and getting real with yourself is so important. And be candid and be raw. Like, be raw, like, seriously. I want to show you, where is it? If I can find it, girl. Okay, so August 23, I sat down and I listed fitness goals. Purely talking about fitness, but I know my mental and stuff had to be intact as well. So I'm working on my mental all along while I'm also like fitness goals. So some of the things I wrote down was to feel better physically, be physically fit, lower my BMI, lower my AC1, lower my blood pressure, lose belly fat, tone up thighs, lose body fat, which is the same thing. But I want to lose weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times we go after, like, it's like losing weight is taboo. So people don't want to talk about it. Don't weigh yourself. Don't do that. Yeah, do that. Because one of the most realistic things for me was weighing myself every week. And I try to weigh around the same time, the same day of the week with no clothes on. It is an app. I'll see if I find it. It is an app that I use that they take your body measurements, all that stuff. That's your best friend. Like, really knowing where you are. Stop kidding yourself into thinking that you know where you are. Know where you are. Know what your weight is. Know what your BMI is. Know as much as you need to know. Know your blood work. Know anything from your doctor. You take what your doctor gives you and work the hell out of that. Because for me, taking my blood test results and taking, just our conversation, taking everything into account, I definitely tell you to check in with your doctor. Check in with your doctor and go from there. Because you don't want to do things that's going to hurt you either. Like, we have actually given our doctors, like, we wanted to take vitamins or something like that. We gave our doctor the vitamins that we were taking and say, hey, is this okay? And, he would sign off. He'd be like, yeah, I see something that it might raise your blood pressure, blah, blah, blah. Do those things, okay? The first thing, the number one thing I'm going to tell you is that I stopped all kinds of anything supposedly to help me to lose weight, period. The pills, I stopped all that stuff. And I'm talking about like over-the-counter stuff. I stopped all of that. Because sometimes that stuff will have you tripping, you know what I'm saying? And you don't need it. Really, if you're dialing your diet, because that is the big thing, the big goal. Be realistic with yourself, dialing your diet, weigh yourself, know where you are. Know where you are. Know, and I say that over and over and over again, because if you don't know where, people say, don't look at the scale, don't look at this. No, look at that scale. Look at that scale. And don't look at it and feel bad, but look at it and know what you need to do. Where do you need to improve? There were days and still days that I may fall off and I didn't accomplish the goals that I set out for that day. But guess what? I'll move it to the next day. And if I don't feel bad. I just feel like, dang, I messed up today. But I'm not going to mess up all week. We're not going to mess up 2 or 3 days straight. Because sometimes my mental don't be in the mood to do a whole bunch of stuff that I got planned. So I'll move it to another day. But I do know that I got to get it done this week. That's why it's so important to like really plan, schedule, stuff like that. If I'm going to work out for 3 days, then I just know I got to work out 3 days this week. No matter what day, I got to work out 3 days this week. So I want to tone up, and I want to attempt to come off of cholesterol meds and BP meds, like blood pressure meds. So those were the goals that I wrote out. But my goals were mostly centered around my health. But then at the same time, you want to look good. You know what I'm saying? We want to look the best that we can look, be the best that we can be. But I really wasn't focused on that. I really wasn't focused on that. Like, really, when I really get serious, it's me being focused on feeling better, looking better, not being tired. Like, you know how like sometimes you do stuff and let's say you gotta speed up or you got to bend over, tie your shoe. And if you're feeling like, oh shit, like your heart pumping a little bit fast and stuff, it's time to get to work. I wrote down my wins. I did write down my wins, and I would write down my challenges. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so I'm gonna assess this week, or I'm gonna assess this day, or assess these 2 or 3 days. I say make goals, but make short goals. Make realistic goals. So if you're not a person to work out, don't go and say you're gonna work out 5 times a week, because that's not gonna happen. Just don't even do it to yourself. If you're slow to get started, then say, hey, I'm gonna walk for 10 minutes this week, 2 days a week. Start realistic, be real with yourself, because that's the only way that we can succeed is when we're being real with ourselves, okay? Like for me, I know starting out, I cannot go to the gym and just go crazy because I don't want to be in pain, hurting and stuff like that. So start out small. I really start working out at home. Every single time that I fall off and I'm ready to get back to, working and focus on my fitness, I start working out at home. I don't even hit a gym until I have worked out at home, got myself regulated where I want to be, where I need to be. I use YouTube. I use Leslie Sampson, I think that's her name, for walking videos. I use the weights around the house. I do have a lot of equipment, like stuff that I use around the house, but sometimes I just use my body weight. I use what I have. I go for a walk outside, and change it up, mix it up so that you don't get bored. Because the worst thing we can do is get bored. Like, okay, so my niece and she joined me at the gym. I didn't start back going to the gym until February because, I just didn't. I didn't even want to be with the crowd in January, stuff like that. It's still a little crowded, but it's not bad. It's thinning out a little bit. But so we do have accountability. We are accountable to each other, but at the same time, you need to do it for yourself. It's good to have an accountability partner, but it is so good to be by yourself, because for me, some of my best workouts is when I'm by myself. I'm really focused. Even though me and Kiwana, we be getting it in, and I push us a lot, okay, it's time to go up in this, it's time to go up in that. But, okay, so here's a note here. What can I do to improve my health? I got little notes everywhere, like seriously. Drink more water, exercise 3 times a week, eat healthy, add fiber into my diet, meditate. But it's all about my health. It wasn't really about losing weight. It was about my health, and then the weight came later. You know what I'm saying? Like, the weight really came later. Okay, so at some point, I assessed my wins. And my wins were that I began to look better in my clothes. I feel better. My back and body no longer hurts. Higher self-esteem. I feel excited. So these were my wins, some of my wins. Some of my lows was that I fell off. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. But, I'm going to do it next week, or I'm going to get better tomorrow, or I'm going to make it up tomorrow, or something like that. So, and journal about it. You know what I'm saying? I have like here where, okay, I need to keep my goals in the forefront. What is it? At this time, I'm feeling motivated. I think seeing the pounds fall off, and that's when I begin to start seeing the pounds. Very like might be like 2 pounds. I'm excited about 2 pounds. I'm excited about 1 pound. And journal, talk about your feelings. Like, this is my real journal here, where I really just got real with myself and talked about myself. I journal every day about what I'm going through, how I'm feeling, because you need to know how you're feeling mentally. Physically, do you hurt? So do you need to make some adjustments? Do you need to move a little bit differently? Do you need to, if you had a great week and you were doing something in particular, what was that? You know, what was that you stayed motivated all week and it made you feel better? Was it going outside? Was it going to the gym? Was it being at home? But first of all, I really want to say, take away the expectations of wanting to do it for other people. Never, ever, ever, ever want to lose weight or be better for somebody else. Do it for you, because you deserve to be your best. And anytime I show up being my best, and I think that's, you know, what awards me many successes, is that, you know, and success is like in having confidence, high self-esteem, things like that, because I'm just always trying to be me. You know what I'm saying? I'm never trying to look smaller, be this size or that size for anybody. But for me, and I think a lot of times we don't take it from an approach of our health. Health is so important. And I was more worried about my health and concerned about my health than I was about how I look in a pair of jeans, a pair of pants, a dress, or whatever. It's more important about what is going on with me health-wise. And I think that taking that approach to it, it allowed me to have many wins. Some days when I don't want to work out, like I'm like, yo, I don't feel like it today. Like yesterday, my niece couldn't go. I went anyway, and I had a hard workout. Today we were supposed to go. I got up, it was raining outside. She had something else to do, so we moved it to tomorrow. It's okay to move things around, but what's important is we get it done. I've worked out 4 days this week. I play games with myself, even on the treadmill and the elliptical or whatever it is that I'm doing. I'll be up there for like, I'm going to do 20 minutes. Then I'll be like, okay, well, I made it 20, let's do 5 more. Okay, I'm just going to do 5 more. And you know, like every time I hit that mark, I move. You know what I'm saying? I move it. And then when you feel good, go hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, those days when I feel good, everything is going good, I'm hyped when I'm working out, I go extra hard. Because to me, that makes up for the days that I'm just kind of like, not really feeling the workout today. I'm going to do it, but I'm not really feeling it today. I just want to encourage you, encourage anyone. And it's a lot harder when we get older and we are trying to lose, menopause weight. Or just trying to lose weight because it's harder for us to lose weight. Girl, you can do it. Like, really, you can do it. And you may not see the results as fast as somebody else. You may not. But make it about your health more than anything. And I think you'll be able to see success when you make it about your health. My diet, the biggest thing I need to tell you, I might have to go back and insert this. The biggest thing I need to tell you is that I did fasting. I did do fasting. I would not eat after 8 p.m. and I not eat until after 12 noon the next day. I still do that a lot, and it works. Trust me. And then when it's time for me to eat, sometimes I eat my biggest meal first. And by the end of the night, I'm kind of like toning down what I eat. Apples were my best friend because it was some days I feel like my blood sugar was low. I feel like I won't go make it for the day, for the night, you know, to the next day. I grab me an apple and some water. And don't get sick. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm really feeling nervous and I know I didn't eat that much through the day, my caloric, I guess that's how you see it, deficit has been serious. Because some days, once you get used to like the fasting like that, sometimes you'll find that you're not hungry. You can't eat as much. You're not hungry. And those things sometimes, because what was happening is that I waited so wait to eat sometimes that I just was like, I didn't get to eat much before 8 o'clock came. So sometimes I would be sick. Don't make yourself sick. Like I'm going to go get me an apple and some water and we're going to make it through the night. And that wasn't all the time because most of the time I could, do it. Fix your snacks. Like I'm leaving here. I'm taking me some carrots, celery or carrots and cucumbers or something like that. pre-making stuff, just having it so when I gotta run out, that's what I'm taking with me. And that has saved me so many times. Oh my gosh. I know this video is gonna be long because it's so much. That has saved me so many times from going to fast food restaurants, and we stopped eating out. I barely eat out. I cook all of my meals. And I you have to change the amounts that you eat. Like, where I would eat 6, 7 pieces of bacon, now I eat like 1.5. I might eat 2. And I stop myself. You know what I'm saying? I basically eat. I eat, but I stop myself. So I think I told you, like, if I'm going to a birthday party, I'm not going to sit there and say I'm not going to have any cake. I might have a little piece of cake, you know, about like this, as far as it's really, really, really small, you know, so it's a square cake. So I might just cut a little piece of square cake. Like, when I'm telling you it's small, it might be that small. Have me like 1 spoon of ice cream. That's good. Because it's more of a mental thing. I think once you get control over food mentally, like, you will be successful. Like, sometimes if I know I want to eat apple pie, this is like, you know, for the like holidays, I would get like a little bit of apple pie. So I didn't go crazy. I get a slice and I'm done. But don't give yourself days you can pig out. I think pig out days are horrible, because now you have raised your blood sugars, you got your body doing crazy things, and it is so hard to come back from workout days sometimes, from pig out days sometimes. No, you can do little small treats 1 time, 2 times a week, but control your food. Don't let your food control you. And I think that's one of the biggest takeaways too, is controlling your food, and don't let your food control you, because a lot of times we just sit, we eat, it's good, and especially, I would say, especially if you're Southern, and something about the Southern women that, hey, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna pig out. Like, it's good, you just eating and not even aware of how much you're eating sometimes. I'm serious. I'm so conscious about how much I put on my plate. And it has gotten back to, it is really in the proportion sizes. And people be like, that's how you gonna eat. And they be like, I see why you're getting sick. But I really don't, because my body has gotten used to it. And just, if you fall down, get back up. If you can't get back up right then, lay there until it's time to get back up, because your body will let you know when it's time to get back up. But those are a lot of things I want to say. You can't eat out every day. You just can't. I'm sorry, you cannot. Take your food with you. And take your food. Girl, it's been times I took cabbage and whatever with me. I've taken my food with me, because it's like, yeah, I don't want to run to McDonald's. I don't want to run over here. I don't want to run over there. Making healthier choices if I do. Okay, so what is on this menu that I can get? Oh, I cut out sauces, fried foods, like no sauces. I cut out sauces. Now I'm beginning, put a little bit back, a little bit somewhere, but no fried foods, no sauces. It was just a lot of stuff that I really cut out that you really just don't need. Sugars. Oh, my Mountain Dew. I was addicted to Mountain Dew. I don't drink sodas anymore. Like, I cut out sodas just the first week. I was like, yeah, I can't have no more sodas. So I went cold turkey with a lot of things pertaining to sugar. Like sugar, get off of sugar if you can. Or get to the point where it's a little bit here, a little bit there, but really try to get off of sugar, because you know how you hear people say that, and you be like, but sugar is a big thing. That is a humongous thing. And I feel like, I could regulate my eating a little bit better, the cravings a little bit better, just being off of sugar alone. So, girl, I know this is a long video, but what is it? Speak, Steph, speak. I definitely wanted to do that, because speak, Steph. Speak, Step. Maybe that's what, speak, Step. I really want to do this video because, and if y'all got some videos y'all want me to do, let me know and I'll do them. I probably will do more in depth, because this is a long video. But I do a little bit of clips here and there, stuff like that. And I am starting to do more motivational shorts, because sometimes you just need a motivation. You know what I'm saying? You need a motivation of, girl, it's okay. You can do it. Like, if you didn't do it today, that's fine. Get up and try it again tomorrow. But don't give up. That's the biggest thing, is do not give up. But be real with yourself. Talk about, because sometimes, you don't want to talk about, oh, and here's where I logged all of my, like where I weigh myself each week. I got another book, but this is primarily where I log my weight. And I could just see, like, from one week to the next, okay, so it might not have moved this week. Might not move next week, but about, a little bit. But the next week, I'm like, yes, and if you keep tracking, you will see where you would just, it'll begin to, change. And I made myself a note, because the end of January, the beginning of February, I started doing strength training. So I kind of see my weight, fluctuating, flip-flopping back and forth, but that's because I'm adding more muscle. I had lost so much weight, I lost my muscle mass. I lost a lot of muscle mass. And it was just by I wasn't eating. I really won't eat, and I should have been doing more eating. I started out really well. Then I kind of fell off, then I kind of got back on not eating because I was so busy doing stuff. Sometimes I didn't eat. But for the most part, what I told you are the things I did, but it's just I have those peaks and valleys, where sometimes I don't do as well as other times. And lose, gain. When did I weigh myself? Like I said, I try to do it mostly at the same time every day. But let's say if I did an evening weight, then I would put evening weight. Like if it was something off the norm. But good luck. Good luck to your girlfriend. And let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. Get rid of all the weight loss stuff. The so-called weight loss stuff. Appetite suppressants, all that kind of stuff. Get rid of all of that stuff. Take your vitamins if you want to. I really stopped taking vitamins. I was only taking my blood pressure and cholesterol medicine and my birth control pills. That was it. I got rid of all that other stuff. And I don't hurt. I am so proud to say all those aches and pains and hurting all the time and stuff has really deteriorated. Like, the only pain I have now is like if I go to the gym and I really, really push myself and I'm like, oh, I know I'm gonna be hurting tomorrow. I have that pain, but that pain is so much better than sitting around every day of your life hurting in pain. And trust me, I'm a living witness. If you start somewhere, you will be so proud of yourself, and just keep going. Don't look back. You deserve to be the healthiest you that you can be. And that's not to say that down through the years, we're going to always walk that line. Sometimes we fall off, but the important thing is that we get back up and move forward. And thank you so much for stopping by the channel. If you have not subscribed yet, girl, hit the subscription button. I'm trying to talk fast, and that's what happens when I start talking fast. Thank you for stopping by the channel. If you have not subscribed yet, hit the subscription button, hang out with your girl, and I will holler back at you in the next video. Bye, girl.